Hi, everybody. Craig Shacklett here with the Casino Innovators Show. We've got a very special guest today. It's David Colleen. He's the CEO and founder of SapientX, which is some really mind-blowing technology when you start to see it. We'll show some demos in a little bit. But David, why don't you, first of all, thanks for being here. Maybe you can introduce yourself and your company.
Hey, thanks, Craig. Let's have fun with this today. I'm David Colleen. I'm one of the co-founders of SapientX. I founded the company back in 2016 with two old friends. One was Bruce Wilcox, who we'd been working with for several years, making conversational systems. And Bruce is quite something. He built our voice system from the ground up and has won a number of awards with it for the best conversational AI system. Our other co-founder was Macklin Marvin, and Macklin has done a lot of things, including he was a rocket engineer for Jeff Bezos's rocket company, Blue Origin, and he's really good at building large engineering teams to do important things. So together we formed SapientX on the premise that you should just be able to talk naturally to your technology, and it should understand you and do good things on your behalf. And that's taken us into some interesting areas, everywhere from building conversational assistants in your car to our latest thing is doing life-size characters that can run in digital signage and slot machines and vending machines and all sorts of machines that interface with people in the public realm.
Now, I saw you at G2E, and but maybe a lot of folks that are watching this aren't familiar with these interactive avatars. But maybe since this is you're branching into the casino space, if I'm understanding right, maybe you could talk a little bit about some of the successes you've had outside the casino space, and then we'll get into your first couple forays in the casino.
Well, G2E was a lot of fun, and it was like meeting a bunch of brothers and sisters there. There were so many people building the software for slot machines, and that's really highly related to what we do. Many of those companies have great-looking characters that they put on the slot machines, but they're frozen. And our proposition to them was we can animate them and bring them to life so that they can interact with players, and that can make the game experience a lot more fun if you have talking characters that are interacting with you as you play. But there's also non-traditional things that we can do, like offering them a drink, or you insert your player card and it says, "Hey, Craig, welcome back. You were on quite a roll last week. Let's have fun today." So there's a lot of different new features that we can add to a traditional slot machine experience. Now, there's other ways to use the talking characters. For instance, we just finished up a prototype out of conversations that we're having with the Wynn Macau Casino about developing a concierge that can check you into the hotel, that can offer you directions. Some of these casinos are huge and it's easy to get lost. So we can provide directions. We can even put up a QR code and say, "Here, scan this on your phone," and then the directions will jump from our character over to the person's mobile phone to direct them to that restaurant they were trying to find, or the room, or whatever. We can also provide concierge services and call you an Uber, or all these sorts of things. We're not too good yet at making beds, but perhaps in time. Another version of our system is used for drink and food ordering. I know the last time I was at one of the casinos, I stood at the bar. It seemed like it was half an hour. It probably wasn't that long. But had there been one of our characters there, they could have taken our drink order and sped that whole process along. It's also extremely cost effective to do this. We are typically delivering these characters to public settings at about 1% of what the lowest paid person makes. Now, we're not trying to displace jobs, but truth of the hospitality industry right now in the US is that there's about 2 million unfilled jobs currently. So we're trying to do our part by making digital employees that can perform some of these tasks, some of these jobs that human employees just don't want to do, or there's just not enough people. So it's a win-win, no pun intended.
Well, as you may, URComped, we've been in the casino industry 8+ years now, and sometimes casinos will be slow to adopt. It takes one, and then they all will jump in. And the one that wants to, the one or two that may be the first, they want some confidence that, okay, we're not taking a dumb risk. So you already talked about the credentials of you and your team, which obviously mind blowing. But maybe you could talk a little bit about the success that SapientX has had in a use case in a different industry, and how that may translate over to the casino side.
Well, so let me talk about some of the older things. We opened our system up to open source a number of years ago, and there's some important companies that made use of our technology early on. One of them is an AI company in India that by the name of Core, and they were ranked by Gartner as the #1 AI company. They use our technology under their hood. There's a game company called Outfit 7 that made little talking kitty cat characters called Talking Tom and Talking Angela. I'm sure your kids know about it. It was one of the top 100 iPhone apps of all time, and it had 65 million downloads, all using our technology. So this is robust. It's ready to go. We've already been working in other industries doing successful talking characters. For instance, last year we delivered a character named Chief that orients people to the retail center Liberty Station down in San Diego. And Chief has been running tirelessly 24/7 since December of last year. So these characters are ready to be used, and I realize this is an all new thing, and it's a little hard to get your mind around a talking character doing important tasks, but that's exactly what we're doing.
How quickly is this technology advancing? Because from my perspective, I'd obviously heard the word AI and artificial intelligence, but then ChatGPT came out, I don't know, a year ago, and it feels like that all of a sudden it's insane to me how fast it's gone to being a really useful tool. Now obviously you've been in the space much longer and you know the technology much better, but yeah, maybe you could talk a little bit about like the pace of how quickly these things are advancing.
Yeah, so I should begin by saying our work started 20 years ago in research that was funded by the US government. They brought together all the top AI teams in the country, and actually it's the same program that started IBM Watson long ago. It seemed in the early days that things moved very slowly, and as you note, with ChatGPT coming into the public consciousness, it really accelerated things greatly. And we integrated ChatGPT into our own system a year and a half ago, and what we found was that ChatGPT, for all of its wonderful abilities to converse, it's not accurate. So in the wild, third-party testers have shown it to be 64% accurate. Depends on what you're asking it, but in the lab, the best that OpenAI has been able to get it up to is 78% accuracy. But still, that's not accurate enough for most of our customers. So what we did is we brought it together with our symbolic reasoning AI system, which is highly accurate, up to 99%. So now we have the best of both. We have the accuracy and the conversationality. And I think we're the only folks doing this. And it allows us to just interact like you're talking to your best friend, which is great because people never have to learn how to use a system. They just talk to it.
Now, a lot of casino executives are watching this. I'm sure they're intrigued because everyone I talk to, it comes up how hard it is to fill open roles. And you alluded to that earlier. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what the implementation process is like. If somebody watches this and they said, you know what, I got to reach out to David. We need this. What would it look like engaging with SapientX?
Well, so while the watchers of this video may be from the gaming world, we're not asking you to take a bet. We're trying to squeeze out all the risk out of the equation for you. That said, this is a new product area. While we're very much believing in what we're doing, we need to prove it to you. So we usually counsel that you try a couple of these in a public setting and just see how it works for you. Someone that runs a casino told me that about 5 years ago, there started to be people selling software systems on touchscreens for checking people into hotels. And those systems didn't work very well, and they were a little shy of trying it again because of the earlier stuff that wasn't fully baked. So let's do a proof of concept with you and demonstrate that this works for you. And if it does, let's put them throughout the casino doing important roles for a fraction of what a normal cost was. One casino came to us and said, we've got a problem with drink and food service around our pool area. We just don't have enough staff to cover that. And if you could put a handful of kiosks in there to take those drink orders, that's a big deal for us. And it gives us better service for our customers and more revenue. If there's nobody to place a drink order, you're not going to have a revenue from a drink unless you have somebody there to take that order. So we fill their needs and do exactly what they need. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So with in the casino, as I'm sure you know, there's VIP players. There's different levels of players that with a casino invests a lot in their staff, knowing who the VIPs are and treating them in a special way. How do you think one of your avatars would, like, how do you foresee them knowing who the player is and perhaps delivering differentiated service? Or even if they can't, even if it's the same service, how can a player identify who they are when they come up to one of your avatars?
Well, first of all, our characters are able to learn about people, so we can ask you your name. But there's another approach to this. The second you insert your player card into a slot machine, for instance, we can know who you are and what your playing habits are and whatever is contained on that card. So we can say, for instance, Craig, welcome back. You were on quite a roll last week. I hope you're feeling lucky today. Can we buy you a drink? So in addition to being able to make a richer game experience, we can also do things that traditionally haven't been done with game products, including personalization right down to that VIP level.
Wonderful. Well, David, why don't we cut right now? We'll go to a quick demonstration of one of your avatars. Do you want me to call it an avatar? What's a better way to, what do you like to call them?
It's whatever you want to call it. We call them avatars, characters, assistants. It's up to you.
All right. Well, here, we're going to cut away. We're going to show everybody what they look like, and then we'll come back and wrap up.
Enter SapientX. We create friendly digital helpers that interact like real people on displays, kiosks, and vending machines. By combining our accurate symbolic reasoning technology with ChatGPT's conversational skills, we achieve up to 99% accuracy, far surpassing other AI solutions on the market. And the best part, we respect your privacy and never sell user data. An interesting side benefit of our characters is as you're speaking to them, they're trying to extract what your emotional state is so that they can better work with you and adjust on the fly to that emotional state.
Hey there, I'm Fern, your friendly food ordering assistant from SapientX. I'm here to take your order swiftly and accurately.
Several years ago, we opened up part of our system as a chat script project in open source. Companies such as Just Answer, Core, and Outfit 7 built successful products using our technology. Later, we began to work with industry giants like Mitsubishi, LG, and Intel to develop a new generation of characters that spoke to users like they were their best friends.
Wow, that is impressive stuff. David, thank you for sharing that with us, by the way. So if somebody's watching that, a casino executive is watching that, and they say, "Hey, we need that right away. We could definitely use some of these characters." How quickly can they get one of your characters or multiple characters on the casino floor?
Well, so typically our interactions with new customers have us delivering talking characters to their sites anywhere from 2 weeks to maybe a couple of months. We For simple systems, like let's say we're doing food or beverage ordering, that's pretty straightforward. And we also, in addition, want to give our customers the ability to do the updates themselves. We don't want to build dependence on us if you don't want it. We're always happy to help you, but we do web-based interfaces so you can update a menu, for instance, or change the prices in things that you're selling. For some of the more involved characters, let's say we're doing a hotel concierge system where we're integrating with Uber or with other systems such as offering ticket sales, things like that. We do integrations with third parties to make a smoothly working system, including ticketing systems. That takes a little bit more time, but typically it's just a couple of weeks to a couple of months. We also begin with a design document that we share out with you, and that's a team document that describes what we think your objectives are, and we describe all the different options you have and decision points that you need to make, so that we're building understanding of how to be a customer and what are the key things that you need to know to successfully make a project and get it out there. Part of it is also includes good user testing, so that we make sure that as a team we're listening what the users have to say, so that we can incorporate that to make a better and better system.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people intrigued by this and wanting to learn more. So, David, what's the best way for casino executives to get a hold of you?
Well, the best way is just by email or pick up the phone. Please give them my email. It's david@sapientx.com. I'm also available at 415-254-2330. So don't hesitate to contact us, and we'll make it easy for you.
Well, David, thank you so much for coming on the Casino Innovator Show. You definitely live up to the name as an innovator, and so I'm very excited to hear more about your successes in the coming weeks, months, and years. So thank you, David.
Greg, thanks for your hospitality. This was a lot of fun. Take care now.